Shall we continue?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, cool. Thank you so
Welcome,
much.
everyone. This is how this support and Kanban structure works unitedly with Jaspreet Singh.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Andrea. Hi, everyone. Welcome to this session. This is related to the how the support and Kanban structure works together. This session would be more benefit to the project manager who was working in the support model and who are curious to know about the support and maintenance model. So this session would be helpful to those people as well, and especially even benefit to others as well regarding the QA role and the developers who want to know about like how the support and the Canvas structure works together. So in this session would be more beneficial to all of you. Okay. I'm Jasprit Singh, and I'm working with Excellent for last 8 years, and I have good experience in quality assurance and automation. I have around 8 plus of experience in QA. Subsequently, switched my career from QA to PM, and now I'm working as a project manager here at Excellent. Hi from Excellent. We are a remote organization with 100 plus people, and our core strength is Drupal, and we are working in many other technologies as well, like Drupal, WordPress, and the iOS applications. Today, the agenda of this call is of this presentation is like to understand like what is support model, what kind of questions primary survey you supposed to raise in front of the client whenever the new project came in, or you want to onboard the support model in the any project, like how the support model is beneficial for the client, what kind of how the estimation process works in support, how to manage the uptime and the downtime issues while working the support, how to manage the Drupal security updates whenever we have the multiple projects in the system, how you can manage the multiple projects in a single Kanban board, and the last but not the least, how whenever you are working on the multiple projects, how the bandwidth can be utilized, how the bandwidth can be managed. So let's move ahead. First of all, let's discuss like what is a support and maintenance model. The first one is like support basically illustrate like how the support demands are fulfilled. Uh, we are supporting to our stakeholders in order to provide the corrective as well as the preventive actions. Event driven operations will be performed by our side. On other side, the stakeholders will also submit the task requests in terms of feature requests, bugs, defects, and many other things. And in terms of acknowledgement point of view, we'll discuss like how the SLA and other things will be managed in the support model. So we will discuss in the further process as well. Moving ahead to the next one. Sorry. The first one is system level agreements. Like whenever we are signing a contract with any of the client, like then our we supposed to set the service level agreements. What is service level agreements? It's a kind of you supposed to set thresholds. You can call it as a threshold, but the way is like, let's suppose if client said like if there is any incident or the site is down, then how you supposed to provide the services to our system. And like let's suppose you're supposed to acknowledge the message in the after raising the request, you're supposed to acknowledge in 2 hours. Then after you have around 6 to 8 hours, 8 working hours in order to complete that. So these are the kind of service level agreements which we usually set in kind of terms set in front of the client, and those are already written in the SOW documents as well. Second one is system analysis. Whenever a project comes in, then we will not jump into the development directly. We're supposed to do the system analysis, what kind of infrastructure client is already using, and how they are managing their internally system, like whether their system support the website or not. So basically, these kind of analysis supposed to be performed by the person who is managing the support and maintenance process. So that is the initial prerequisite which can be managed. Formal request. Why we called it as a formal request? Because in the system, a client supposed to provide the multiple requests. One, there could be multiple like kind of feature request, incident, and the bugs. When we call it as feature, so a small request, small change request can be treated as a feature request. Not kind of big CRs. CRs means change requests can be managed in the formal request. Other than that, incidents whenever the site is down or site is facing the high number of traffic on the website. So other than that, the bugs, let's suppose if there is any specific bugs are there in the system, then those these kind of few things which can be managed under the request. Solution evaluation. So we have a proper team of the technical architect, backend developers, QA, PM, and the front end too. So we supposed to provide we follow the proper process in whenever the request is raised by the client, then we're supposed to do the grooming, sorry, grooming and the estimation. Then after it can be evaluated by the technical architect. Sorry, and then after we move on with the estimation. So like this way we will move forward with the other items as well. The kind of then after the development will be processed based upon the approach finalized by the client, by the technical architect. Then after the QA will be done. After the QA we are good to move ahead the changes to the production environment. Before moving to the production environments, we're supposed to take an approval from the client whether they will do the content freeze, and the code freeze will be done by our sides. So these are the kind of things which you need to take care while handling the solution evaluation process. Implementation, the development, the QA process will be implemented based upon the approach which you have already finalized, and we'll move on. The quality assurance, the same, whether there is a need of automation QA or the manual QA. So these are the process can be evaluated during the start of the project instead of the middle of the project. Moving ahead, support primary survey. Whenever we have the new client or new project came in the support and maintenance model, then what kind of questions which we need to ask from the our stakeholders? These are the few reference examples. Like we supposed to ask from our clients, what is your current support process? If they are already using the support process, what is the current process they are using? What kind of challenges they are already facing? If you are proposing your own support model, then what kind of benefits client will own after utilizing their support model. Second is, what do you want to support coverage of? Because many clients, because in the usually our support model covers up Drupal security updates, uptime, downtime issues, or any cosmetic changes. Other than that, at the end of the every month, we're supposed to raise the monthly reports as well. So, but during the start of the project, we can ask from the client like what kind of support they are expecting from us, because some clients will expect the continuous development as well. So basically, we're supposed to take care during the start of the project. What is the service level agreement they want to set? You can propose your own service level agreements as well, and let's see if there is a mutual understanding between the stakeholder and your side. Which support platform they are using already, because we are preferring the Jira Service Desk, and if sometimes the client prefers something different, so try to do one thing, try to see if there is any integration available with the client system and your own system, so that client will not face any difficulty while understanding the new system. How many support hours they supposed to set for the monthly and the annually basis? So the fixed cost and the fixed number of hours models supposed to be set, and the mutually understanding in terms of contract point of view. And whenever the fixed number of hours are set, then you need to make sure you need to specify the billable and the non-billable hours supposed to be specified in the monthly report, or you can call it as a burn report, which we'll discuss in the further slide. And so basically, these are the prerequisite questions which you can ask. There are the few more like what kind of in for what hours they are pro- asking for the real support. What would be the primary support goals? What are the critical features they already have in the system, which we supposed to take care of that? How would you define the success of for our support services? Because sometimes client wants like your this SLA process should not be breached. Or some clients that said that like whenever the site is down, then you supposed to acknowledge that within this number of hours. Or uh, some clients said that like you should not exceed the limited number of hours which have already set as a capping of the monthly basis. So every client has a different success area. So make sure this should be discussed with the clients during the start of the project. Let's talk about the support model beneficial to the clients. Valuable conversations. Whenever we have the client communication, like whenever we have the client kickoff call, make sure you should discuss each and every aspect which we supposed to use in the support and maintenance model. If needed, if the client is not aware about the process, the Jira Service Desk system which we are already using, then make sure this should be discussed uh, with the client, or you supposed to give a demo to the client for the so that he or she would be more familiar about the process. So more conversations can be done. Please prefer to do these kind of conversations in the Jira tickets, or whatever the project management tool which you are using for the support model, instead of the Slack or any other thing, because that is a more preferable thing, because at least everything can be tracked by the ticket. Second thing, fixed fee models. If the client will set the fixed number of hours for the monthly or the annually contract basis, then we will go for the fixed cost, like whatever the number of hours multiplied by the whatever the hourly rate is there, then we will go with that kind of fixed fee model. Automation. When because usually we have already set up the system called Opsgenie. With the help of Opsgenie or the Renovate system which we have already used for the automation. What is the benefit of that automation? uh, Whenever the site is down, let's suppose we are working in the IST model, IST time zone, then if the site is down in the different time zone, then we have a one setup. Opsgenie process is already set up, which will give a notification on the Slack, email, as well as the mobile notification to the SRE team. So SRE means Site Reliability Engineer team. So they will get an automatic notification your site is down, and they will acknowledge that. And we will discuss the briefly in the further slides. We already have a diagram workflow where you will get to know how the Opsgenie works. Proactive communication. Why we have mentioned this point? Because whenever the client will raise the request in the system, then definitely a acknowledgement should be there from our side, so that at least the client will get to know these are the things, we have already initiated the work on on that request. And within the SLA time, we have responded or we have completed the work. That kind of communication, we can call it as a proactive. Reduce staffing management. So if you are managing multiple support projects in a system, then it would be very difficult to manage the staffing. So there is a one slide there with the relevant example, like how we have managed the support capacity. With the, let's suppose there are 6 projects are there, then you're supposed to keep a backup for every person. Let's suppose if I'm a backup of, I'm working as a backend developer in a one project, then I should also have a backfiller, so that if I'm on leave someday, or there is an uncertainty situation where I'm supposed to take the leave, then the backfiller person is supposed to take up the things which I've already left out during my leave, so that these kind of process management or the bandwidth management. So we will discuss in the further slide. Timely resolution. If the SLA process agreement is already set up, then definitely a timely resolution will be provided to the client. So this is one of the best beneficial for the clients which they have already opted the support and maintenance model. Burn reports. I hope you are already aware about that. Like, what is burn report? So burn report basically is like we usually provide this kind of report to our client at the end of every month. like how many number of hours we have already utilized. And let's suppose if one of the ticket where we have estimated around 30 hours, and we have utilized 32 hours, but we got the approval only for the 30 hours, then only in the burn report it will clearly says that like 30 hours will be burned, has already been burned, and we will bill only 30 hours to the client instead of 32. So this kind of process, the burn reports and or the monthly reports which you can share with the client. So these are the benefits for the clients who have already opted the support and maintenance model. How the estimation works in support. There are many things cover up in support model. Let's suppose we got a one new requirement of the feature request from the client side, then you need to make sure this kind of template should be maintained by your side so that you can manage the each and every ticket based upon the time estimation, so that SLA can be maintained properly with the every aspect. Like let's suppose nothing should be skipped, like backend hours, technical oversight, the manual testing, the PM hours should be considered in throughout the efforts. In the Excel sheet, you can see in the grooming and estimation. So estimation confidence. If the confidence level is 6, then definitely it will go the same. If the estimation level is beyond 6, or sorry, less than 6, then definitely the base hours and the high number of hours will make some difference. Like kind of here we have set as a 4. Then the high number of hours would be 5 if the estimation is confidence level is 5. So here, the each and every efforts have been tracked. One is grooming and estimation. If there is a need of proof of concept, the POC process. If there are wireframe sketch and designs needed, then definitely these efforts. The backend and the depth testing. Why we have mentioned as a depth testing, whenever the backend complete the work and technical architect reviews the PR. PR means pull request. Then after technical architect will assign the ticket back to the backend developer in order to do the development testing. So developer will do the testing before passing ticket to the QA. So that's why the dev testing efforts are included. Then after the front end effort and similar the dev efforts. Then after PR review, PR means pull request review, merging to the another system, another environment, deployment to the non-prod. Non-prod means chasing test environment. So these are the non-prod environments. Production means direct to the life side. Manual testing, whenever the QE is doing the manual testing on the non-production environments, or if he doing the performing that same testing on the for the regression as well. Let's suppose bugs come out or the new functionality introduced in, then definitely these regression efforts will be there. Sanity testing for the post deployment. So whenever once we push the things to the production, then definitely these efforts will be utilized. Then after the next one is agile events. You are already following the Scrum ceremonies like kind of DSM meeting, daily stand-up meeting, retrospective, sprint reviews. So we cannot call as a sprint reviews because we are not following the sprints. We are using the Kanban, but the sprints ceremonies are usually the same. That is the reason we have added approximately 12.5%, which is a standard efforts on the dev and Q efforts only. And other than that, if you are already coordinating with the clients for this in order to discuss the tickets or the requirements or the coordination on the reporting point of view, so basically these efforts can be considered as well. So here it's a you can change it as per your client requirement, because sometimes clients that like we will not pay for the grooming and estimation because it sometimes client expectation is different. So that is the reason you can update it as per your own requirement. This is it in this slide. Moving ahead to the how to manage the uptime and the downtime issues. This is a very interesting slide, and it's a very good thing you supposed to know. The first one is the continuous monitoring on the uptime and downtime issues. I have already explained you like uptime is like whenever we are facing the high number of traffic on the website, and the downtime is when if your website is down and you are getting the 502 error or any other specific error. in any case your site is down. So these are the things which we are already monitoring in our system. In the next slide, I'll show you the process which we are using in order to monitor that. So in the next slide, sorry, in the next point, 24/7 the SRE support. SRE support means site reliability engineer support, where our SRE team is available during the night as well in order to acknowledge your message. In order, if the site is down, then definitely they are there in order to respond back to you. Plus, in order to fix the issues, what was the root cause, and in order to get to know the root cause analysis point of view, they will fix the website in the limited less number of time. Next one is email, Slack, and the mobile notifications procedure during the downtime. So when the site is down, then definitely SRE team will get the email, Slack, and the mobile notifications. We already have a common channel set up for the Slack, where kind of uptime monitoring issues, where whatever the site which we are already dealing with will get the notification there, and you will get to know like this website is down. When this website is down, it will track, and once the website is up, it will also give you notification the website is up and it was down for specific number of time, like kind of it was down for 1 minute only. So it will, so backend team or the SRE team will review the cause and will let the client know about this situation. Root cause analysis report assistance. So SRE team or the development team will provide the root cause analysis to the client, like why the site was down, what was the causes, because sometimes it is related to the infrastructure, sometimes it's related to the code. So whatever the root cause analysis is there, so they're supposed to share with the client as well. Password security. This is one of the biggest thing which we have already implemented. We are using a LastPass in order to implement that. Whatever the password which you're supposed to share, whether it's with the SRE team, whether it's for the development or any other department, we usually use the LastPass folder in order to share that. So without LastPass, we will not uh, encourage others to share the passwords openly on the Slack or the any other platform. There's a big collaboration in between the support team. Support team means the development, the full of the development, QA, and the PM or the technical architect team, and plus the SRE team collaboration. They work together specifically for the during the downtime and the uptime issues. This is it in the in like this. These are the things which we are doing while working on the uptime and the downtime issues. There's a one more thing which is on demand infrastructure supporters, because usually this is not a common thing which we are using, but some clients are expecting like they want the infrastructure support from our SRE team as well, like kind of if the RAM on the server is increased, they need more RAM, or the SSL certificate is expired. So kind of those are the things, just an example, so which can be managed by the SRE team. This kind of support can be provided to the client. This is it in this slide. In the upcoming slide, let's see like how we have implemented the Opsgenie in order to manage the uptime issues. Uptime means automated uptime monitoring. So when the site is down or when the site is up, so both things can be monitored with this tool. So whenever the site is down, the Opsgenie will get the alert, and they will generate the alert in the three forms. One is the Slack, one is SMS, and one is the person who is directly involved with that. So kind of like, let's suppose you have added the client email ID in the Opsgenie system, then definitely they will trigger an email to that specific client as well. So automatic escalations policy has fall back to the mechanism. So automatically the escalation process will be released to the specific person which you have already added in the system. So this is the main thing which we have used in our system. Other than that, there is a one more called the Renovate, which is using we are using in order to do for the specific to the Drupal security updates plus module and the library upgrades. So if you will get some more idea about the Renovate and Opsgenie, so you will these are the all tools which you are already using in our support model. And these are very beneficial because we cannot keep an eye on the site every minute. So that is the reason we have to make this process automated, so that we'll get the regular updates from the Opsgenie whenever the site is down. Right. How we are managing the Drupal security updates for the multiple projects under the support model. The first one is ensure that the Slack channel is subscribed to the status page of the infrastructure providers like these. Like let's suppose if the your client's site is hosted on any specific platform called Pantheon, Platform.sh, Acquia.com. So make sure their status page should be subscribed by your side, and whatever the notifications are there, so you're supposed to opt it out, whether it's for the Slack channel, for the email, so that whenever they have the maintenance or the any Drupal security update is available, you will automatically get the message on the specific channel or the email. Second one is Drupal security updates. You're supposed to subscribe for the Twitter feeds as well, and just put it your Slack uh, channel for those specific feeds. So whenever we have the Drupal security update or the module upgrade, definitely or contributed or the community modules are there. So definitely you'll get the Twitter feeds there in that specific channel. Next one is when we have the Drupal security update, so we're supposed to create the one ticket in the system, because let's suppose if you are working on 6 projects, then you're supposed to create the 6 different tickets in the system and this in the projects, and you're supposed to allocate these tickets to your relevant developer who are a kind of primary person who is working on the project. In the next slide, like where we are managing the support bandwidth, so I will explain you how we can manage multiple Drupal security updates in a day. Next one is priority will give to the Drupal security updates only. So let's suppose if you are working on any other task or any other bug, then definitely we will hold that feature and we're supposed to give the Drupal security update on the topmost priority. So this is the one of the most highly preferred thing which we're supposed to do. Whenever we are signing the contract, then you need to make sure the specific number of hours, like usually we prefer the 8 pre-approved hours from the client side. So for that specific to the Drupal security update, we do not need to ask for the approval from the client side. Whenever we have the Drupal security update, we are good to go and do the grooming estimation and kick off the development. So these are the things how we are managing internally the Drupal security updates. Moving ahead, sorry, there is one more thing. It's a critical feature checklist is already maintained. So we have already maintained a critical feature checklist where we have maintained the high risk areas where if the client has already shared the list of items, like these are the high risk area which is supposed to reviewed after every production deployment. Other than that, our QA team will perform the sanity and will prepare the sanity checklist along with this critical feature, so that post deployment they will review these critical feature along with the sanity testing. Next slide, like how the Kanban plays a vital role to manage the support projects. Multiple projects can set up in a Kanban board. I will give you one more example on the Jira board directly, so that you will get to know how we have set up, how we can set up the multiple projects in a single Kanban board, how we can execute the same thing in a single view. Second point is the filters will maintain via Jira filter query. I will reveal all the query which we are using in order to maintain multiple projects in a Kanban board. Single view interface for all the projects. Next one is in the single DSM, you can manage the various projects In the Kanban, we can manage that, but the only challenge we can face is whenever we are working on 6 different projects, then you need to create or open 6 different tabs in order to manage the multiple projects. If you have a single view for all the projects, then it will be very easy and it is a time-saving process in order to manage multiple projects. The prioritize streamline. In the Jira board, in the Kanban board, you can set the swim lanes kind of highest, medium, low. So based upon the highest priority, you can work accordingly. In the whenever you are doing the DSM, daily standard meeting, and you can go from top to bottom so that you can work based upon the priority. You do not need to filter or click on every ticket in order to check what is the priority of that ticket. The swim lane will give you better clarity on that thing. Prefer common workflow. Make sure if you are using the 6 projects in the support model, make sure the workflow, Jira workflow, or whatever the project management you are using, tool you are using. So make sure the workflow should be common throughout all the projects. If the workflow will be different, then it will be very difficult for you in order to manage all the things in a single. Limit work in progress is a kind of the basic thing which is already there in the Kanban. So make sure the count the number of people who are already working as in the development section, and make sure the in progress item should be limitized with the help of like work in progress limit. In the next slide here, you can see that this is a Kanban view mode where you can see on the quick filters, you can see I have created the project 1, project 2, project 3. And at the low level, you can see the low, medium, highest. These are the swim lanes which are created. Let me give you a view about this one as well so that you'll get some more idea. This is a Jira board, the test Jira board which I've created. Uh, Here you can see the low level, medium, highest, high, and everything. So these are the swim lanes which you have created in the backend. So you can set the order from the backend side as well. And how we have managed this board. So let me show you. So this is the filter query which you have used. The project is this, or the project in. Then after you have specified the project 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and whatever the label, if you want to skip few items from the board, then you can set the labels. Other than that, I will give you more example how this query will work. You're supposed to update the quick filters. In the quick filters, you can see I have created the multiple projects which I have already used in the Jira filter query. Okay, the project one is equal to project one, so it will automatically fetch the project one. You do not need to enter it manually. So if you will type it project one, automatically it will give you results. How the swim lanes can be managed? So you can see I've set the swim lane priority like this way. So if I will set like highest should be on the top, highest, medium, low, highest, highest, high, medium, and low. And the same thing will reflect on the Kanban board as well. See, the highest, high, medium, and low. So whatever the item which I've already specified in the background, same order will appear here as well. And you do not need to go with the ticket by ticket. Just select the project and automatically it will give you a clear the list of ticket which are marked as high. So if you want to go to the another project, then clear all the filter, go to the next project, and it will give you the another ticket. Just click on that and it will give you a proper view. So in the that is the one thing which you get to know, like in the single view you'll get all the tickets for multiple projects. Like let's suppose if a person is giving an update in the DSM, just select the name of that person and all the tickets will appear here with the multiple projects if he is working in the multiple projects. Okay. uh, this is the overall view. for the Kanban. Moving ahead, how to manage the support bandwidth. This is a very interesting thing which you're supposed to know. Let's suppose we have 6 projects in our plate, and these are the kind of fixed number of monthly hours which we have already set as a monthly capping hours, which we have already discussed in the initial slide. The roles, one is the B, the kind of backend developer. QA means quality assurance. So in the project one BA is involved and one QA is involved. So person A is the backend, is a primary role developer, and the person X is the QA, is the primary QA in this project. On the other side, the person B is the secondary person and the person Y is a secondary QA. So similar case for likewise for other projects as well. The person B is working in the project two, and the person A, who is the primary developer of project one, is now a secondary developer of in the project two. The person B, it is not necessary like in the secondary developer role, it is not necessary you're supposed to understand or you should have the complete understanding about the today's item which are in progress or what's the priority of today's item. The secondary person is required only in that case where a person is not available and has applied for the long leaves or uncertainty leaves he or she has applied. In that case, the person, the secondary developer or the QA would be beneficial to you. Only thing which you need to make sure whenever you are onboarding the person A, make sure the person B onboarding should be done at the same side so that person B has done the local setup on his side on his machine and he do not need to understand the complete priority of that project. He just need to focus on once the person is on leave, then at least the specific tickets can be assigned to that person in order to do the backfill. That's it. Like this way, if you will, we are already managing the support team in this way, and it is working very well. And that is the reason I've shared this example to you. Here in the primary person, you can see that the person is accountable and responsible both. And the secondary person is only the responsible in case no availability or no bandwidth with the primary person. If you will follow this thing, then definitely you can manage multiple projects with a single team. Okay. Moving ahead, these are the few key takeaways from this presentation. The first one is understanding on the support and maintenance model. What kind of questions which you're supposed to raise during the start of this project to the client. Support model benefits we have discussed. We have discussed the how to manage the estimations, uptime, downtime management, how we can manage that. In the support model, how to maintain the Drupal security, how to keep an eye on those updates. Kanban for various projects, which I've already shared in the live example, support bandwidth management as well. So these are the things which are the kind of key takeaways. You can reach out to me on these social media platforms as well. Uh, and this is it from my side. Please suggest if you have any question. Please unmute yourself if you have any question on these slides. No? Okay. I guess we are good. Andrea, we are good for now. Uh, Folks, in case if you have any, if you want to reach out to me in case of specific help in terms of support model implementation, you can reach out to me directly here. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining this presentation and have a great day. Andrea, you are